Hi, welcome. In this video we're talking all about astrology, what it is, how it affects you personally, and how you can use it in your everyday life. Welcome to Chrysalis Chats. My name is Tanya, and this is where we talk about topics that are important for our collective transformation. I'm at the beach. You'll notice there's a lot of water here. There's also some people having fun, so if you hear any background noise, that's what it is. But astrology, what is that? So really, when we're talking about that, you hear so many different things. Maybe you read an astrology report, like one of those daily things in your email or whatever, and you're like, oh, that is so not accurate. Or maybe you read it and on the contrary, you saw that horoscope and you were like, that is the most accurate thing I have read all week. So what we're talking about though is the planets when we talk about astrology in our solar system. And a little story to kind of contextualize this for you. Nikola Tesla, you probably have heard of his name. It's the same technology that's used for Tesla vehicles to this day. Elon Musk is promoting that, right? But Nikola Tesla was this amazing scientist, okay? And he had done this experiment where he was listening to what he was hearing from outer space. And he actually heard and picked up on his equipment a frequency that was ultimately being emitted by a moon of Jupiter. So who would have thought that a moon of Jupiter, just like Earth has moons, Jupiter has moons. Earth has a moon, Jupiter has moons. So Nikola Tesla, he heard this, and it proved to him that there was some type of an energetic exchange going on between astral bodies that are far out in our solar system and our planet Earth. And so that's what we're talking about when we talk about astrology. It's the planetary energies that we are receiving on our own planet from outside, okay? So it is an ancient body of knowledge. Astrology is very, very old, and our ancestors who were able to do things that we can't even do to this day, like build pyramids, for example, we can't do that with modern technology to this day, okay? But our elders, our ancestors, way, way, way back in history, they knew about this stuff, and it was what they were using to affect their everyday life in a positive way, okay? It's how they predicted things as well. So really, on our level, what we want to talk about today is the 12 signs, okay? And how those are influencing our experience in this lifetime, all right? So you're probably into this stuff if you're still watching at this point, but if not, and you think I'm totally crazy, feel free to tune out. But there are 12 signs in the zodiac, right? There's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces in that order. Each one of those signs represents a different character, okay? That's how I think of them. So like they're a different character in the larger zodiac. So kind of like think of the world as your stage, right? That saying? Well, the world is your stage and you happen to be your own unique character because your birth chart is unlike anybody else's. But to kind of explain everybody's energies, there's these 12 signs, and that helps us kind of describe the different energies that we embody as human beings, okay? So like Aries is this kind of like tough guy or like really independent, awesome entrepreneur type character, okay? Whereas Taurus is like this beautiful vocalist, and they can like typically people with a lot of Taurian energy, they can sing and they have this awesome just like vocal presence, and they're usually pretty beautiful because they're connected and ruled by Venus, okay? So those are just some examples, but each one of those 12 archetypes or characters are ruled by a sign, ruled by a planet. And so Aries is ruled by Mars, okay? As I said, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Sagittarian energy, Sagittarius people are ruled by Jupiter, which happens to be one of the great benefics of the zodiac. It brings you gifts, right? People joke that Jupiter is like the Santa Claus of the zodiac, okay? So that's kind of like the backup of all these different characters, okay? And also each one of these signs that's ruled by a planet is also ruled by an element. So for example, Taurus is ruled by Venus, but so is Libra. Taurus is an earth-bodied element sign, and Libra is an air element ruled sign, okay? So they're both ruled by the same planet, but they have a different element associated with them. All these little things are influencing the character of any given astrological zodiac sign. So that's kind of the background about like what those 12 signs actually are. But now I want to delve into how do you use astrology and how do you apply it to your everyday life? Well, number one, you can obviously learn more about it because this is a vast and I do mean vast world of knowledge. There is literally Vedic astrology, Western astrology, ancient Babylonian astrology, all sorts of different forms of astrology. I myself have studied Vedic astrology and Western astrology for about the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, but it's actually a really useful tool to kind of come up with different understandings of yourself and how you ultimately relate with the world and with other people. So one thing you can do beyond learning more about it, which I highly recommend people like Lada Duncheva, Nadia Shah, and Astrology for the People, James Panther, they're all on YouTube. But beyond learning more about it, you can get a reading. You can get a reading with one of those people who's just like all astrology all day. I'm also available for readings right now. That's one of the services I'm offering, so you can just directly get in contact with me via my YouTube here, and I would be happy to look at your chart and tell you what I see and just kind of look at some of those details and hopefully answer some of your questions that you've been wondering about, okay? But something that your chart, regardless, I just want you to know that it can answer for you and provide you the information on. It can tell you more about not only your personality, which you probably already have a good sense of since, you know, you're getting to know yourself more and more every day, right? I think we all are. But it can tell you what your soul's spiritual mission is in this lifetime. And that can be really helpful if you're in a place where you're feeling kind of lost, or you're feeling like you want to know where your next step is or where your ultimate goals might lie. It can be really helpful just to get you going down the right path, to kind of consider what is your soul's karma. That's what Vedic astrology would call it. So you can look at that type of thing in your chart and learn from an astrology report reading that you get from a human, right? Not a computer so much, but you can learn on the internet, absolutely. But you can learn more about that and how your soul came into this lifetime with a mission, right? So what is that mission? Astrology can help you answer that question. You can also learn about other people's just kind of characteristics and how they might like perceive the world and how you might better relate with them. So astrology is really useful just to kind of understand different people. Like I say, it's 12 different character types, right? And everybody has at least 3 really pronounced in their chart. Sometimes you'll have an overlap of a couple of those signs, but everybody has different strong influences. And once you start to delve into astrology, you can begin to kind of understand how to better connect maybe with people. Maybe you're like a really intense fire energy person like me. My moon's in a fire sign. So I am really, you know, excited and passionate like all the time for the most part. You know, I'm pretty much always ready for an adventure. I'm always ready to have fun. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. What's the next thing? And that's kind of my energy. But on the flip side, some people might be more earth energied and they're more like mellow and laid back, and like a really intense fire energy can make that person feel different, you know, than how that fire body person is feeling themselves. So astrology can be a really useful tool for just helping you better understand how various people are perceiving the world and what's important to them. So I think that's about it. You know, in conclusion, astrology is an awesome tool just to have fun at the end of the day. It's also really great conversation. If you want to have awesome conversation with people, just bring up astrology. And if you know more about it, it's an interesting topic to present to people because, you know, we're all kind of like intrigued by it. And I feel like that has something to do with the fact this is ingrained in our inherited reality. Really, I mean, our ancestors were really into this stuff, you know? So as we all collectively awaken, so does our interest in topics like astrology. This has been Chrysalis Chats. Please subscribe below. I would so appreciate it. If you like this video, hit the like button. I would also appreciate that. You are awesome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the collective transformation. You are amazing, no matter where you are in your metamorphosis, whether you're a caterpillar or a full-fledged butterfly, rock on. Thanks for being here. Have a great day.